The corner, the corner, the corner. Hey, welcome. Come on into Cousin Ed's Corner. This podcast is where you'll find real, authentic conversation, organic conversation, unscripted, unfiltered conversation, like you're home with your cousin. It's all about life. It's about finance. It's about spirituality. It's about love and everything in between. I'm your host, Cousin Ed. I'm excited to bring you along on this journey. So sit back and listen in as we dive into a wide range of topics. I have some diverse guests coming on with an array of thoughts and opinions. My goal is to create a space all for us to connect and communicate. It's not really about me. It's about the community as a whole. Let's enjoy it. Let's sit back. Let's think about our past. Let's move into our future. It's about the corner, the corner, the corner. So no matter how you cut it or slice it, we're all here together. I'm just here to give you a piece of my heart, my mind, my soul, and my mentals. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Cousin Ed's Corner. The corner, the corner, the corner. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. What's going on, fam? We are back. We're back with another one. It's your boy, Cousin Ed. Cousin Ed's Corner, back at you. This is another When My Sister Wins, We All Win. And I am honored. I'm happy to have a friend of the show, a returning, she's not a guest, a returning family member of the show. She was gracious enough to carve out some time for Cousin Ed's Corner and come back and visit with us. Coach Jazemine, welcome back to Cousin Ed's Corner.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be back on here with you today and to be a part of Cousin Ed's Corner.
Well, I'm excited to have you. I appreciate your continued support, your friendship. Just wanted to tell you, keep doing what you're doing. I'm in your corner, in your back, and supporting you every way I can. So I wanted to bring you back and let everybody know what you've been doing, and just actually introduce you to some new people. So before I go into what you're doing now, just go ahead and give the family a little bit of background about who you are. Like I said, don't go into the pamper story, but let them know who you are, and we're transitioning to how you became the great coach you are today.
I appreciate that. Well, my name is Jazemine, as you already mentioned, and I initially got into coaching because I wanted to be a sound voice and a support to other busy moms out there and women who are struggling with boundaries and self-care and trying to find a balance, because I know I went through that myself. And so I started upon that journey once I went through, of course, a turbulence in my life, and I had to learn how to figure it out. And I want to help other women figure it out. So boundaries, of course, is what I started with, because a lot of us lack boundaries. A lot of us don't understand what boundaries are. And boundaries are really for you. And people need to learn how to utilize and implement boundaries for themselves so that they can live a much more, or should I say, a stress less, not stress free, but stress less type of life, especially as working women and mothers.
Well, that title right there, working woman and working mom, sister, daughter, all of those titles are large titles to take on. And I can only imagine from your angle, not your, but a female's angle, the stress that y'all take on, and being the helpmate to also, help us, try to make it through our stressful lives. So I applaud you for, first, the job that you do, but also recognizing that other women may need the help in trying to deal with it all.
Yeah.
So last time on the show, we talked about Jade, I believe.
Jade Vision?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So Jade Vision is basically my business. It's the umbrella.
Hmm.
And it has some extensions to it. I don't remember if we talked about this, but in addition to me coaching and mentoring, I also did an extension as far as offering shirts and sweatshirts and hoodie that kind of tie
Hmm.
into the business and us being, boss women and boss moms and
Hmm.
spouses,
Hmm.
and just women in general, you know what I mean? So I have that actually in place. And then I also am trying to venture into another area. I haven't completed that yet, so I don't want to speak on it just
Okay.
yet because I'm praying on it. But it's something that'll be beneficial to other women out there, who I believe would benefit greatly from having this once I get this all tied up.
It's said and done. It's already in the atmosphere. You already took care of it. So the next time you come back, we'll be talking about how wonderful it's doing. So
Oh yes, I mean, Lord willing,
it's
I'm
done.
moving
It's done.
according
No,
to
no,
what
no,
He
no.
said.
It's already putting it in the atmosphere. It's already done.
Put a
So
stamp on it.
there you go. So let's talk about your coaching and how
Yes.
people are benefiting from your coaching and what comes with the services.
So I've actually I'll kind of go around that a little bit
Okay.
and tell you what I'm actually offering now. Coaching is always available to anyone who is looking for support and guidance on how to, basically, like I said, navigate this thing called life as women with multiple titles. And those titles being a woman, a mom, a spouse, and a boss, an entrepreneur. I mean, we wear so many that a lot of us don't know how to navigate. So that is where the coaching comes in, is let's identify that. I offer individual coaching because sometimes you just need a personal touch to help you figure out, how do I navigate this thing? Because I thought I was doing good and I
Hmm.
feel like I'm falling apart. And then I'm also offering mentorship to women out there as well, and just giving them some tools as well to help them along the way. I think this is more so, in my opinion, catering to a younger demographic because we need to make sure that they're doing well. We have a lot of young mothers out there who are just starting out and are just like, I don't know, from motherhood to career. A lot of young women are wanting to be, in entrepreneurship, or they want to climb the corporate ladder and they need guidance. And I've been in corporate forever. I'm not going to tell my age, but I've been in corporate forever. And, I was in a leadership position for over 10 years. So I want to be able to offer myself to help them along that journey as well.
But that's amazing because I think back, I'm not going to tell my age, but I think the grays are starting to tell it.
Oh, yes.
But I think going through corporate America gave me the opportunity to learn a lot of things that a younger person who may not be going that same path, or may just be entering that same path, may be experiencing and not have the guidance on how to capitalize on some of that. So being able to offer that to them gives them the opportunity to capitalize on what's in front of them and maybe value it a little more.
Exactly. And, having been in corporate for as long as I've been, there are a lot of hurdles that come with that, especially being women and especially being a woman of color.
Mm.
You deal with a lot of politics and perception, and just nonsense, that you don't think that you would deal with, but you do. There's a lot of, prejudice
Mm-hmm.
in corporate. So it's really an option for a younger demographic to take heed. Hopefully they will want to take heed if they're trying to climb. And also a mentorship for how to pour back into yourself. You may have noticed, if you visit my Instagram or my TikTok, I've really been focusing this year on mental fitness
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and self-love. And
Yes.
I've been giving my moms out there some digestible bite-sized tips on how they can take on some activities to really pour back into themselves, because we lack that too. And we have excuses to say, I don't know, I don't have time. I'm giving you something that you can try. And if you like it, incorporate it into your life so that you're pouring into yourself and that you're being, conscious about how you love on you outside of loving on everyone else around you.
Well, Tyrone has a game this week, and Jada has softball, and and
I mean,
I gotta go take my mom shopping. And so how do you put the boundaries in there for all of the ends that come along with being a boss mom, like a boss wife, a boss daughter? How do you put the boundaries in there?
Well, I think it's important to eliminate the excuses.
Okay.
Because a lot of people use those things as excuses and ways for them not taking care of themselves and not having boundaries in place, because a lot of us women are people pleasers. Mm-hmm. Our whole objective once we become spouses and mothers and professionals is to make sure everyone else is okay but ourselves. So one of the things that I would do is say, let's be realistic. We often assume that we don't have time, but in reality we do. And one of the things that I've pointed out was the fact that we will get on social media and mindlessly scroll. Mm-hmm. And part of that is because we just want to, decompress. And that's our way of doing that. But it's not something that is pouring back into you. Mm-hmm. So you're often just there admiring other people's lives, mm-hmm. instead of utilizing, if that's going to be something you need to do or want to do, utilize it in a way that it benefits you. Like, let's say if you are, if you do have a business, look up stuff to help you grow. Mm-hmm. Watch people who help you to grow. Don't just scroll on there mindlessly for no reason, just to say, I just was online to do something. Be more constructive with what you're doing. Be more intentional about what you're doing. Keyword. Yes, because a lot of us are not intentional. We're just doing to do. We're on autopilot. But I need us to get to a point of being intentional about what we're doing and our whys, by figuring out our purposes and navigating in that arena, in addition to incorporating God into that. And you'll see things start to change. But intention is key.
Well, I just did a motivational Monday and talked about closer to my dreams. That's my sweetheart right there, Olapale, West Coast.
Yes.
But as I was flying and I was just looking at the clouds and I was thinking about closer to my dreams and being intentional about the things that you do to get closer to your dreams, right? So you may have these wants out there, but what are you doing to be intentional to get closer to the dream? So I like the way you put that. Definitely saying setting boundaries and being intentional about what you want to do.
Right. And again, it's important that you understand that the boundaries are for you. So if we were to talk, we would identify where you're lacking them, because a lot of us don't know where we're lacking because, again, you're on autopilot. But we need to identify them so that we can then put a plan in place to where you actually are putting yourself first, because what you're not doing is putting yourself first. You're putting yourself on the back burner, wondering why you burn out, wondering why you're depressed. I mean, there's so many different factors that come into place, and where you wonder, why am I breaking down? Why am I exhausted? It's because you're just so busy just running on autopilot, not realizing you're depleted. Mm-hmm. And you don't even know how to move because your mind is so clouded. So again, that's part of why beginning of the year, I'm like, we need to, instead of talking about physical fitness, let's talk about mental fitness. Let's talk about how that ties into self-love. And then we're going to navigate into some other areas too. But we have to get to that point of identifying, because that's what I had to do. I had to really sit back and say, well, Jazemine, what are you not doing? Because there has to be accountability also. What are you doing, or what are you not doing, and why? Well, and negate all the excuses, because that's all I hear from people is a bunch of excuses, and I'm going to call you out.
So, if you don't mind, what would be some suggestions that you would give your clients to start off with? Small ones, maybe.
Suggestions for just you know,
Going
putting
to the
themselves first.
spa, nail
No, well,
day, plan a trip with your girl. I mean, I can throw what
oh
small
yeah,
nuggets
yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
can do if I'm already don't have time. What can I do? What would you tell me to do? And that I can't do. What would you say? Listen, this day you got to go X, Y, or this week
Yes.
you have.
Some of the tips that I've given just freely on my page is to schedule it. A lot of us are really bad with scheduling times. And again, this goes back to intention, right? Now, will you always follow through? Maybe, maybe not. That's life. It happens. But if you are starting out, I would say get your calendar out and let's identify five
Mm-hmm.
things that you want to start doing for yourself and write those out and then schedule them. One of them a month. One of them a month. At least schedule it. This is all and put when I say schedule it, ladies, I mean get on your phone, put it on your calendar and set the reminder so it goes off. So at least you know that it's there. And even if you didn't, follow through, you can be more intentional about, okay, I need to schedule this, actually set up an appointment to go, or you already have that in place. Some of the things that I do not consider, and some people do, getting your nails and feet done, pouring into yourself, because that feels like a chore after a while. But if that's something that you enjoy doing, do it. Always do things that you enjoy. When it starts to feel like a chore, that means you need to navigate in a different direction, because that's not bringing you joy and that's not bringing you happiness. It's bringing one more thing to the plate. And the point is to get away from all those things that you have to do and actually give back to yourself in a more positive way. Another thing is a simple thing is solo dates. I do those. I go on solo dates all the time. It's weird at first for those who are starting. It is weird because you're like, oh my gosh, because we're accustomed to having our kids with us or a spouse or a friend. But it's important to get to know who you are outside of everybody else. And when you have solo dates, get dressed up, go to a nice dinner, enjoy your own company, sit with yourself, and get comfortable. You know what I mean? Like really get comfortable, because you are going to be uncomfortable in life. But once you start doing those things that make you uncomfortable, you'll realize like, oh, this wasn't as bad as I thought. And you'll take a lot of joy in those solo dates. I promise you, because I even do solo trips. So you get, after a while, you enjoy it. So those are just a couple of things that I would say you can maybe start with.
That's excellent. So we're going to challenge everyone out there to definitely start with the first 5 months. If you do 5 of them, 5 months, you have almost half this year taken care of. And to report back to Cousin Ed's Corner. And we want to hear from you. We want to hear how it's going. Definitely reach out 762-333-2032. That's 762-333-2032. Or you can go to www.cousinedscorner.com and leave a voicemail there. And find us on any social media platform. Before I have you mention yours, I saw on here that you have a free discovery, Discover Me Essentials to Boundaries guidebook. Can you explain that?
Yes.
And tell what is it about?
So this is just an intro to you pretty much identifying where you're lacking boundaries. And it's going to help you to understand what boundaries are, how to identify them for yourself. It's kind of like a little guide to walk you through that process and being honest with yourself about where you're lacking and where we need to start. Or should I say where you need to start. So it's free. You don't have to pay for it. You can just go ahead and download it and get to work. And then if you feel as though, you need some help in that, then of course my services are available to you. And even if you just have questions, you feel free to reach out to inquire. I would love to talk to you and help you navigate this journey, because it is a journey. It is a journey, and it's not an easy one. When you start, it's not an easy one, but it will get better.
One thing you just said that gave me chill bumps is saying just reach out. And most people, I ain't saying most, a lot of people we see on the internet right now and social media who have classes, they want you to pay for time. And I feel that's part of your ministry, that what you're saying, you said just reach out because you really want to give back to others. Now, I'm not saying she's free now. I'm saying that she said she would. I don't want you saying you're going to stay on the phone 3 hours with somebody, but she's willing to try to help, at least guide you in the right direction. And if she's the right person for you, then y'all can go from there. But if you heard what I heard, it sounds like you really care. So that's why
I do.
I can tell. So I want everybody else to be able to hear that. She really cares. She wants to help us, not only females, but by helping the females, she's helping the household, she's helping the man, she's helping the kids, she's helping everybody. So I really appreciate you, my sister. Definitely give out your information and let everyone know where they could find you at, how they could find you. And I think you do have a journal, and you have to close. I remember some things now. Go ahead now.
You do remember some things. But yeah, I mean, just to kind of tie up what you said, I do. I honestly do want to help. I understand that some things you don't want to be sold anything, and I'm not here to sell you anything. If I'm for you, I'm for you. God has put me in a position to be who I am for those out there, and I want to be able to give back as much as I can. So that's why I said reach out. If you have questions, you can reach out to me in a couple of ways. If you have social media, which all of us do, you can find me on Instagram under Coach_Jazemine. My name is spelled a little different, so it's Jazemine, Coach_Jazemine on Instagram. And then I'm also on TikTok, which my tag is coach.jasmine. And then I also have email, and that's pretty much as simple as jasmine@jadevision.com. Again, JAZEMINE at Jade, which is JAAEDVISION.com.
Your products, because I do, like I said, I saw the free guide. They can find the shirts, boss wife, boss mom shirts and t-shirts and all that.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes. So it's the Boss Mom Woman Life. I had to get with the acronym of BMW.
There you go.
I just changed it because I wanted to make all women feel included in that. That is also available on my website, www.jadevision.com. And I do have a journal that I'm actually revising. And this journal is more so for you, or should I say, it's converted to more of a planner than a journal.
Okay.
So yeah, those things are also available. I am revamping a lot of things. And again, I'm just going off of what God is putting on me to give to my ladies out there, my sisters out there, because we are sisters in the struggle.
Well,
so I want to make sure that I give those things or create things that are beneficial to everyone.
Well, as our sponsor, as our lovely Aisha Issa says, when my sister wins, we all win. And
absolutely,
that's what it's all about. So you helping the rest of your sisters win. And hopefully, everything you just stated will continue to manifest for you and grow. So if you ever need anything from Cousin Ed Corner, Cousin Ed himself, or anybody part of the organization, definitely let us know. You're always welcome back. Like I told you, the brown is above and the clear is below. The cup's on the counter.
I appreciate that. And again, for those ladies who are struggling with how and to pour back into themselves or what to do, you can visit me on either Instagram or TikTok. I post weekly bite-sized tips on some activities that you can incorporate into your day. And check it out, try them out. And then I would love to hear your feedback. And if these things work for you, I'll also be offering it on a monthly basis where I can email them to you as well, just to help you along in your journey of self love and pouring back into yourself and telling those kids to leave you alone.
Well, my queen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everybody, y'all already know where you can find me at www.cousinheadscorner. I love each and every one of y'all. Nothing you can do about it. Hope to hear from y'all soon. Peace.
Hey, beautiful people. This is Coach Jazemine of Jade Vision Coaching at www.jadevision.com. And when I am not in full mompreneur mode, I am listening to Cousin Ed's Corner.
Hey, y'all. Aisha here, founder and CEO of the Sistahs in Business Expo, the country's only multi-city small business expo and community created to celebrate and educate entrepreneurial women of color. Be sure to tune in to the next episode of Cousin Ed's Corner. And remember, when my sister wins, we all win.
This episode of Cousin Ed's Corner was brought to you by the Sistah Shop. Please be sure to visit them at thesistahshop.com. That's TheSistahshop.com. Thesistahshop.com. Thank you for listening to Cousin Ed's Corner.